Hey, what are you doing? How are you? How's the face? You got a good face. My face is all fat. Look how fat I am. I'm a fat bastard. I shaved. I cut off all my hair. Look at this. I look like I should be in prison. And I'm wearing a very generic shirt that just says Chicago. What an asshole. Oh, man, I'm an idiot. Hey, listen. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Scroll down. There's like 150 videos here that date back for months and months and months, covering all kinds of stuff, movies and books and songs and music and personal stories and theater stories and all kinds of shit. Jokes and stories and shit. So check it all out. It's fun. More importantly, go to Patreon if you're not there now. Patreon.com/NickDShow. Go there now. Donate. You know, please help out. Patreon's a great place where you can share your stories and your videos and your art and your music, and all kinds of great people are there sharing their stuff, and they need help because nobody gets paid to do this kind of stuff. Help me out here, help me out with my podcast and all kinds of stuff. Donate today if you want to keep this stuff going and help me out. I would love to provide more stuff. You get bonus videos, access to bonus videos and bonus content, including behind-the-scenes WGN stories about what assholes they are over there. There's a lot of stuff there that you can only get if you're a patron. $3, $5, $25 a month. Pick a tier, donate. It's nothing to you. You're loaded. Donate. Anyway, patreon.com /NickDShow. Go there now. All right, the Nick D Podcast. Every Tuesday and Friday there are new episodes. Now, you know, I review movies. I've been reviewing movies for over 35 years. And I do it on my podcast, the Nick D Podcast, Radio Misfits Podcast Network. And I review movies right here on these little videos here that you can see. The latest Disney Pixar motion picture is Lightyear. Lightyear, and it is the story of Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear is a character from the Toy Story series. And this is a spinoff offshoot of that. And I went into the theater with very low expectations. One, because I didn't think that it was quite time to do. Why are we now doing a Buzz Lightyear, spinoff suddenly? The first Toy Story movie was in 1995, and they did do a spinoff, a Buzz Lightyear spinoff thing that was straight to video, like a direct-to-video thing, and then I think there was a TV show that was a pilot of that, and then it became like a short-lived TV show, but that was like over 20 years ago, and like I said, Toy Story came out in 1995, so this whole like, hey, we're making a Lightyear movie was like, what? Why? And, the names involved on it, like the writer, the co-writer, and the director of this hadn't really done like anything huge. A lot of the big names, Stanton and Doctor and those guys, they have like executive producer credits on this, but they're not like the major creative forces behind it. So I was like, I don't know. And we're living in an era right now where I have been fucking annoyed, and I have very little patience for the spin-off, sequel, prequel, meta fucking reboot bullshit that's been going on for over a year and a half now. Marvel is totally responsible for this bullshit where they just keep, doing offshoot after offshoot and killing off characters so that it doesn't matter anymore, willy-nilly, just so they can continue to make movies to get your dumbass to go to the theater and to give your money to them so that they can laugh and make incomprehensible sequel after offshoot after sequel after prequel after fucking reboot. Hey, that character's dead. It doesn't matter. We're going to bring him back next year so that we can get your money. So fuck Marvel. So all the Marvel bullshit, I'm tired of that. And there's been nothing but meta bullshit lately. The new Top Gun Maverick movie is a terrible movie. It's awful, and it's making billions of dollars because people like loud, shiny shit after being stuck inside their house during quarantine. Now suddenly anything that's loud and shiny they think is good. It's not good. Top Gun Maverick is shit. It is meta fan service bullshit. There was the Scream movie that came out the beginning of the year, which was meta bullshit, fan service crap. The Spider-Man movie, I mentioned Marvel already, but the last Spider-Man movie, which only existed, there was no screenplay. It was all callback, fan service, meta, bullshit, terrible, lazy filmmaking. And don't even get me started on the ridiculous Ghostbusters Afterlife piece of crap that came out last year. And that, like Marvel, really started this and made it acceptable. And then sequel after meta after fan service bullshit. It's all a bunch of meta fan service shit that is making screenplays worse and making films dumb and cheap and money grubbing. So having that attitude, and I know if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm tired with the reboots. I am tired with the sequels and the spin-offs. I am tired of lazy fucking screenwriting that only exists to serve fans who just will spend their money on anything. It's bullshit, and it's making movies worse, especially big-budget tentpole movies. They suck now. 90% of the tentpole big-budget fucking blockbusters suck. Case in point, Top Gun Maverick, which is the quintessential tentpole sequel blockbuster, and it represents everything that is absolutely worthless and shitty about big movies today. They suck. So, having that attitude, which is the right attitude, by the way, to have, and wondering if it was too late or what the fuck are you thinking, making a Lightyear spinoff? I went into Lightyear, the new Pixar movie, with a very low expectation. And I was wrong. I like to be proved wrong. Doesn't happen very often. I was proven wrong by the Batman movie earlier this year, which I thought was going to be awful because I didn't think we needed another stupid, long, dark, endlessly idiotic, stupid-ass Batman movie like those awful Christopher Nolan movies. And what happened was Matt Reeves did not disappoint. In fact, he surprised the shit out of me, made not only a great movie, not only a big budget movie that actually was about things, that was dark, but about ideas, and actually an original take on an overdone topic, but it also is one of the best films of the year. And the best Batman movie ever made. So I like to be surprised. Doesn't happen very often, because I've been doing this for a long time. But I like to be surprised. The Batman genuinely surprised me. And now, Lightyear genuinely surprised me. It is terrific. It's a great movie. I should never doubt Pixar unless cars are involved or a rat chef is involved. Then you can doubt. Some of the sequels haven't been very good. I wasn't crazy. Well, Brave's not a sequel. I wasn't crazy about that. Monsters University is terrible. But unless car characters are involved or a rat chef on your head is involved, Pixar's great. So, this is Lightyear, and it is a movie within a movie within a movie, and again, that premise makes me crazy. The whole meta, fan service premise makes me crazy, but they do it right here. This is the movie that Andy, the main character from Toy Story, would have seen in 1995 and fell in love with and would have wanted the new Buzz Lightyear action figure, the toy. So this is the movie that he saw in 1995. And it brings to life the character of Buzz Lightyear, who is a young space commander at the beginning of the movie, voiced by Chris Evans. It's not Tim Allen, it's Chris Evans. And in that reality, it makes sense. Well, one, because Tim Allen has become, he's always been a kind of an annoying dickhead, but he's become now a right-wing annoying dickhead to add to every other reason that Tim Allen is an annoying dickhead. But now he's just... So Chris Evans does the voice. Because in Toy Story, it was like a toy company actor doing that voice, not the real actor who would be playing the character in the movie. So anyway, Chris Evans plays Buzz Lightyear, and as the movie begins, he and his commander are off to do an adventure, and they end up stranded. His commander and a giant, a ship full of people. And denizens end up lost and stranded on this not deserted, but an island that's very unfriendly, filled with octopi tentacles that will kill you. It's a very unfriendly, inhabitable almost planet that they are now stuck on. Something happens in the mission, they're stuck there. And he feels that he's responsible for it, and they decide that they're going to try and build a new ship and get off of this planet that they are now abandoned on and stuck on and going to be stuck for years. So they decide that they're going to build this new ship, experiment with time and space, and Buzz Lightyear and his partner are going to build this spaceship, go through time and space, save all the people, and get off that planet. And they experiment by doing it. But what they realize is that after they first experiment, when Buzz goes off to do to do a test mission, he is gone. What he thinks is about 10 minutes. But when he comes back, he's been gone for 4 years. So the time-space continuum thing is all screwed up. And so if they're going to continue to test this mission to save the people on the planet and get them off the planet, it's going to require Buzz Lightyear to go through years of time. And if he goes away, he'll be gone for 4 years at a time. So the mission fails again and again and again, and years are going by and years are going by, and Buzz is staying the same age. He's staying the same age, and every time the experiment goes wrong, he comes back, and everybody on the planet has aged by more years and more years and more years, and finally decades have gone by. Buzz is the same age, but people around him are now dying, they're now old, there are new people coming in, and he decides that he is going to go on a rogue mission, and he's got this new fossil fuel that he's going to use to save the planet. But every time he goes away, years have gone by, but he's fine with that. So they give him a robot cat to live with, named Paws, who is voiced by Peter Sohn. And Paws is his robot cat companion. And the government gives him this companion because all of his friends are dying. They died of old age. Their grandchildren are now around. And so he teams up with the grandchild of his old boss. That she is voiced by Keke Palmer, who plays Izzy Hawthorne, who is the granddaughter of his partner, of Buzz Lightyear's partner. And Buzz is now teaming up with people who are generations younger than he is, because he stayed the same age as all the years have gone on during the missions. And he is teamed up with some outcasts. Taika Waititi plays Mo, and Dale Soules plays Darby Steele, who is like an old lady. And these are losers, and they're all combined, and he's got to work with these three sort of loser characters to fight this robot army, to get the fuel that they need to save the planet, to get the people off of this deserted planet, and to move on. So, and that's what it's about. And they fight these this robot army that is led by James Brolin, who does the voice. That's basically the plot. And it's great. I mean, the plot is essentially Interstellar. If you've seen Interstellar, the great Christopher Nolan movie, unlike the Batman movies, this is a great movie with Matthew McConaughey. And essentially the plot is kind of the same. It's about going on this life-saving, world-saving mission, but while you're gone, you're going to be gone for decades and decades and decades, and all the people that you know and all the things that you love are going to die when you come back. You are going to be the same age, but decades and years have passed. Everybody that you know and have loved are now dead. And that's the basic plot of Interstellar and what happens there, and that's the entire plot of Lightyear. So Lightyear's plot is essentially lifted from Interstellar, but it's lifted in a beautiful way, in an original way, and it does so with beautiful themes. There are also great tributes and allusions to other movies in it, and it doesn't feel like fan service or meta bullshit like all the other stupid-ass movies that have been out in the past year. This is genuine, like a genuine love for science fiction. Like a ton of sci-fi movies, there are tributes to Star Wars in it, there are tributes to Planet of the Apes. 2001, there are many tributes to 2001 in this movie, including a great use of this automatic pilot thing, Ivan the automatic pilot, very much like Hal in 2001, Dave. And there's even a thing where they do like a variation on "Open the pod bay doors, Hal." I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. That whole thing, that's in there. So you can just like pick scene after scene after scene that are tributes or homages to other great sci-fi movies, but done intelligently and beautifully and brought into the show, into the movie with a purpose. It's not just fan service. It's not just bullshit. It's not just, we're all the grapes from South Park. None of that is in this. This is all done beautifully. Everything that's wrong with all of the big Hollywood blockbusters does not exist in this. This is a genuinely interesting story. It's very emotional. It's beautiful. The movie is ultimately about making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. It's about working as a team, not being a loner. It's about accepting people for who they are, flaws and all. It's an incredibly positive message for kids and adults to see. So the message of the movie is work with other people, even if they're weird, even if they make massive mistakes, even if they're stupid or dangerous. You can all work together, working as a team and not judging people, and not judging people or looking at people and thinking, man, I can't be with you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to work with you. I'm going to do this on my own because everybody else is an asshole. And it's about losing the people that you love and holding on to new people. That's the message of the movie. There are times when it's heartbreaking and sad, to watch these characters that Buzz used to live with, who are now either dead or dying because of all the years he's been gone. And he's missed all that because to him, an instant goes by. Like to Buzz, 15 minutes has gone by, but in the real world, decades have gone by. So it's about losing people you love and reconnecting with new people. It's about acceptance and love. It's about making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. It's all positive. And then, on the simplest of levels, the action is great. The adventure is fantastic. It's beautifully animated. It's exciting. The set pieces, the action set pieces are great and imaginative. It's funny. It's suspenseful. It's big. I saw it in the Dolby Theater. It's loud. It's beautiful. It is meant to be seen on the biggest screen possible. This is not a direct-to-video, straight-to-video kind of offshoot like they did years ago with Buzz Lightyear. This is a big screen fucking adventure with big screen, action set pieces that are beautifully imaginative, beautifully science fiction filled, great special effects, great great animation, beautifully animated, and exciting and big and over the top, explosive and beautiful. Everything that you want from a big movie, this movie has. And here's the deal. It can be done. All of these, I've heard complaints, I've seen comments on these videos that I do, where everybody's like, well, you just don't like those big budget sequels. You just don't like them at all. No, that's not true. I don't like bad ones. Ghostbusters is a bad one. Doctor Strange, the multiverse, is a bad one. Spider-Man is a bad one. Top Gun is a bad one. They're all fucking bad. I like them if they're good. Lightyear is good. So I don't dislike all of these movies, only when they're done well. And this is done well, and it can be done. This is proof that you can actually make a thoughtful, smart, exciting, tentpole sequel spinoff and do it well. Do it originally. Do it with some thought. Do it with three-dimensional characters and a real screenplay. It can be done. It takes time. It takes intelligence. It takes fucking effort and care to do it, which none of these other big, stupid tentpole spin-off box office bonanzas have done in the past year and a half. This one does it. It can be done. That's all I'm saying. I don't hate all of the big tentpole sequels. I'm not, I don't dislike big budget, epics. I like them when they're good. This one's good. The other ones I've talked about recently, for the most part, have been shit. So there's a difference. I don't dislike all of them. I like good ones. This is a good one. It's an exception to the rule so far in the past couple of years. But it can be done. You can make a good tentpole sequel, spin-off, big budget blockbuster movie. You can do it. It can be done, and Lightyear is the proof of it. And also, it's filled with little, Easter eggs for the fans, but it's and little allusions and homages to the original Toy Story, like where Buzz Lightyear got his, the stuff that he says as a toy, how that comes into play, the stuff that he does, like when the wings pop out of Buzz Lightyear. All of the things that the toy does is explained, but not done in some cheap fan service bullshit. It's all done, and it's integral to the plot, and it's integral to what happens to the characters in the movie. The voice work is fantastic. There aren't a lot of big stars, surprising, like providing voice work. Some of the best voice work is done by people who aren't big stars. James Brolin, Josh Brolin's dad, is now going to be a villain like his son is in all these big movies. James Brolin's fantastic. And again, the movie is about learning from your mistakes and getting along with other people and recovering from heartbreak over people that you don't know anymore. There's a lot of heady stuff in this movie, like, Pixar is known for. So, Pixar does not disappoint. Leave it up to Pixar to be able to make a great tentpole, sequel, spinoff, reboot. It can be done. It can. Most of them suck. This one doesn't. In fact, it's great. I loved Lightyear. Pixar does it again. Knocks it out of the park. Your kids are going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to laugh your ass off. Amazing, fun new characters, especially Paws, the cat. Absolutely hilarious. Going to be everybody's favorite character in the movie. But Pixar does it again. So it gives me hope. I don't hate every single big spin-off blockbuster that comes out. Because if Pixar made them all, I'd be happy. So anyway, Lightyear is great. If you're a fan of the Toy Story movies, if you're a fan of those characters, you're going to love it. And it goes beyond, to infinity and beyond. I didn't even mean to do that. But it goes beyond what you think it's going to be. It's a terrific movie and yet another feather in the cap of Pixar. Lightyear, terrific. See it.